So, welcome back to another episode. And today is a very, very sad day. It really is. I went to my mailbox, and I've been going to my mailbox for probably around 3 weeks, waiting for this to show up, and it hasn't. And I actually subscribed to Nintendo Power. I have for about 4 years. And I thought maybe my subscription's run out. Maybe it ran out just before the final issue. And then I see online there's so many people who are like, yeah, I got my final Nintendo Power. Welcome to Canada. Let me say that. Welcome to Canada. We get everything, weeks after everybody else. So I went today. Here it is. It actually showed up in the mailbox. I was so overjoyed. I'm like, for me, because I do subscribe to Nintendo Power, not getting the final issue would have been really a sad day. Like, it's a sad day that it is the final issue of Nintendo Power, but thank God I got it. And now this is the subscriber edition, so it is all sealed. It's a little ripped open here. Now I'm seeing online this issue is selling for $35+, and the subscriber special, I'm sure, or the subscriber version in plastic is probably going to go for a lot more money. So I really should keep this sealed, and it'd be worth a lot of money. But fuck that. Who gives a shit about that? And I just wanted to share this with you guys. This is just, oh man. Nintendo Power, final issue. Thank you and farewell. Oh man. It's starting to kind of sink in, a little bit. It's the end of an era. That's what this is. And I've heard about this online, and I really had to see this. Oh, this is freaking cool. Oh, man. Oh, this is great. 1988 to 2012. Remember that. You can tell your kids about this moment that Nintendo actually used to put out a magazine. And they'll be like, what's a magazine? You'll be like, it's a thing with paper that people used to read. Wow, and that's the kicker here. This is, look at all these issues. Look at them all the years, and you know where I started? Right here, the number one. And I don't have a copy of the number one, but I read it at my friend's place. And then I think my friend Andrew, he started getting a subscription somewhere in here, type of thing. But all the issues over the years, so many memories, It's just crazy, all this stuff. Oh my God. Anyways, sorry, getting swept away. So I just thought I'd kind of share my experiences of seeing the last Nintendo Power. Now, we all know that this is actually a recreation of the original first issue of Nintendo Power. And I used to love this kind of, clay figurines of the characters back then. I love that. And actually, they used to do that in Japan quite a lot for video games. I remember like the Secret Mana did it, where they'd actually have like little figurines and things like that. And Tornico's Adventure from Dragon Quest. I really like that. But yeah, I loved this kind of artwork. It's excellent. So the final issue, Jesus. God, I just remember like first playing Dragon Warrior, first reading about Dragon Warrior. Which is now Dragon Quest, for the first time in here, and getting so excited about it, and it's all these years later, and it's funny, you always kind of think that magazines are kind of going to go forever. You don't really think that they're going to end, especially not for Nintendo. I subscribe to show my, that I trying to support them, and I guess it didn't work. I guess nobody else was really supporting the magazine, or it would still be around, unfortunately, and yeah, they're just looking back in all the old games, and oh man. Oh, look at this. Great moments in Power. Celebrate the end of an era with a look back at nearly 25 years of Nintendo Power. Oh, like the introduction of, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. Final Fantasy. And I'm just going to stop the magazine for a second and show you one of my very favorite issues of Nintendo Power. I still have this. This was, for the Super Nintendo, the introduction of Final Fantasy II, which was 4 in Japan. First time I checked this out at my friend Andrew's place, and you know what's so funny? It's his copy. Don't tell him though. Don't tell him, he'll want it back. You know, I think he traded, you know, lent this to me years ago, and I still have it. And I remember reading all about, you know, Final Fantasy II on the Super Nintendo, and I just had my Super Nintendo, right? So excited to check that out. A brand new Final Fantasy game. It was because I love number one. You guys know that, but to hear that there's another one coming out, it's too bad at the time. I had no idea there was actually a 2 and 3 that were released that we never got, but I got a chance to play those years later. But that's my favorite issue of Nintendo Power. When they first show Final Fantasy II, that's a great one. And you know, Nintendo Power over the years actually released a lot of really cool things like this strategy guide. Remember they used to release strategy guides? And this was for Final Fantasy 1. I think I showed this a long time ago in a New Game Stuff episode. And yeah, what a great thing for Final Fantasy 1. Oh yeah, I held some things aside here. I want, you know, I was searching through all the magazines and I found all these. The Super Mario Brothers 2. You know, tips and tricks. You know, this is back before GameFAQs. You know, it'd show you all the levels and all the great stuff you could do. Oh, very nostalgic about it, but yeah, it's really sad we come to the final issue of Nintendo Power, and you know, people can knock Nintendo here and there, but to me, I've always been a fan of Nintendo. I really have been. Because I was a young child, I first discovered the NES. It was magical times. It really was. And they always pull the heartstrings on me over the years. You know, they always get me with a new system, with the promises of another Zelda, another Metroid. I'm always going to be there. I love that feeling. I love that feeling the first time I played Super Metroid, and the very first time I played Zelda 2. You know, and with the promise of having those kinds of experiences again. You're damn right I'm going to be around for that. Yeah, the one thing I heard about in this magazine that I'm really kind of getting sad to get to, and I'm looking for something here. Oh, yeah. The old comic book strip that used to run in Nintendo Power. And it's the final... oh man, this hit the heartstrings, man. I saw this... Retroware TV actually posted a picture of the final issue. Of this comic strip, and I looked at it and I was just like, man, I had to hold this tear back of the guy who's grown up, and the Nintendo's hooked up in there, and oh, he's turning out the lights of his generation, and that's what this is for me. I get kind of shivers from it, but this is the end of a certain generation. A certain generation that, you know, could go into the store and buy Nintendo Power, subscribe to Nintendo Power, and read all about the latest games coming out through their magazine, which is no longer in print. But let's hope, you know, have some hope for the future that maybe something happens and another Nintendo Power comes out. I know, I'm dreaming. It is the end. I just can't let it go. But I just wanted to share some, you know, some memories and talk about my feelings about the last Nintendo Power. And damn. Goodbye, Nintendo Power. Until next time.